Hi friends, my name is Claire. Today I am sharing with you a review of the yarn store called Uncommon Threads in Los Altos, California. So please stick around. Hey friends, my name is Claire and this is my channel, Woodshed Theory. Here, I make content about what it's like to live as an adult on the autism spectrum and whatever else feels good to me. So if that sounds good to you, or if you're feeling particularly gracious today, and I hope that you are, please go ahead and click the subscribe button, ring the bell. I almost forgot to mention that I put out videos several times a week. Click the like, click the like. I have never done a video like this before where I review a local yarn shop. I lived in England for a little while, got my England mug, and during that time I was knitting a bit. It was about 10 years ago, that's hard to believe, and I might have stepped into a fancy yarn store and then stepped right out because I was intimidated. So this might not be my first time at a local yarn shop, but it's definitely the first time I went in, went shopping, looked around, and knew what I was looking at. So I'm just gonna count it as my first time to a local yarn shop. Over the weekend, I had a bunch of errands to run and I had to travel, which I don't do very often. So I found myself in the area of Los Altos, California, and that is in the Bay Area on the peninsula on the way up to San Francisco. So I thought it would be the perfect excuse to stop in to Uncommon Threads because I don't leave my house much and I've always wanted to visit. So I'd love to tell you about the store. I'd love to show you their website, give you some information in case you want to go shopping as well, and we'll take it from there. I hope you enjoy. The first thing I want to say about the shop is it is not my usual jam. As you know, I'm very much into buying thrifted yarns. I love to get a deal. It has been ingrained in me since I was a child to look for deals. My mother was a thrifter, my grandmother was a thrifter, and probably her mother before her. We love to get cheap stuff. This store is the opposite of cheap stuff, but I still think you should check it out because it was very enjoyable for me to visit, especially if you're in the area and can go in person. I think it would be an amazing opportunity for you to go and visit the store because it's both like a candy shop and a museum if you love fiber. So yes, the prices on this yarn that I'm about to show you is not usually what I'd go for. And I love fiber and I love getting a good deal. So this was out of my comfort zone, but I still wanted to share it with you. I was already talking to a friend about this yarn shop and I was telling them about some of the prices on yarn, which I'll get into later. And they were asking, how would anybody be able to buy a sweater quantity of yarn if the prices were that high? And I completely understand that sentiment. So let me explain just a little bit about the store's location. So the store first is located in Los Altos, California. I thought it was one of the most expensive places, one of the wealthiest places to live in California when I went to check, and turns out over the past few years it has topped the list as wealthiest places in California. So the median household income in Los Altos, California is over $250,000 a year. Whew, I know, it's California. It is in the same neighborhoods as Facebook, Meta, all of those huge tech companies. It is smack dab in the middle of those tech companies. Apple. So it's kind of where people move when they have tech money. So if you're wondering who is buying this yarn in sweater quantities, there is a lot of extra income in that area to make this happen. I bought a few things, but I did not buy in sweater quantities. Even though I wanted to share with you this shop, I thought I could do so without going broke. but it's worth it. It was totally worth it, and I'll show you what I bought soon. So there's the information on the location. It's in downtown Los Altos. It's in a super cute little downtown shopping area. It would be so fun to visit on a more regular basis. There are little restaurants. There's a houseplant shop next door, a few doors down. So if you're into like going to places in person and you want to visit a really fancy yarn store, I would totally suggest going. When I walked into the yarn store, everyone was very nice. There were 2 ladies working that day. The shop was pretty busy for a rainy Saturday, and everyone treated me with respect, even when I told them I was a crocheter. And I wanted to point that out because I know that some people have expressed to me that they don't like going into small local yarn shops because of the stigma against crochet. Usually, or sometimes at local yarn shops, they get very into or very elitist about being a knit-only yarn shop, and that is not the case. I was very pleased with that. They didn't bat an eye. I even mentioned that I use my knitting machine sometimes. That's where this hat came from. They didn't say anything about that. And was I kind of testing them by throwing that out there? Maybe. I wanted to see their reaction because I'm not really a knitter. I can knit, but it's slow and hurts my hands, so I crochet. There was a younger lady around my age, working at the time, and a lady probably around my mother's age, and they were both working on their projects, sitting at the work table while people shopped, and they were very good at answering questions but not being overbearing, and they seemed extremely knowledgeable, and they did not push at all. In fact, at one point, a woman who probably didn't knit very often asked one of the associates about her choice. She wanted to make a scarf. She wasn't sure if she should spend that amount on yarn and how much would she need, etc. And I thought that the sales associate was extremely kind with her answer, because instead of saying, well, you should buy it because it's good fiber and it's worth it, she just talked about different options that you could go with, how much she would need, why buying a nicer fiber might be the right option, why the store was a little bit different than maybe going to Michael's or Joann's, and the quality of product that you'd be getting there. And she got her all set up to make the scarf she wanted to make without being overbearing or putting pressure on her. She just explained the situation and let her make her own decision. And I thought that that was wonderful. So the staff at Uncommon Goods, that's a different store, Uncommon Threads, I could only speak highly of them. They seemed knowledgeable and nice. Let me go ahead and start looking at the website with you so that you could see more of what the store offers. So as I mentioned, I've just started recording this screen, and here you're going to see that we have the uncommonthreadsyarn.com website. So this is their online presence, and what I noticed is you can absolutely put an order in online and then pick up in store, or you can have it shipped to you. I liked that there were several options. It is a small yarn shop, but they are online. What's great about Uncommon Threads is they have a lot of options for you if you are a knitter or crocheter in that area. So as you'll see, they've got free shipping when you spend over $100, 90-day return with store credit, gift cards, you can call them with questions. Down at the bottom of their website here, you can see some of the brands that they sell, including Rowan, Isager, Barocco, La Bien-Aimée, and Ito. I was very impressed with their selection. You're not going to find 100% acrylic at the store. It is not that type of thing. It's a small boutique yarn store. They're selling high quality fiber from all over the world, and you're not going to just find a Super Saver. It's not that kind of store. For example, I was able to feel 100% linen. I've never been able to feel 100% linen before. Normally, at stores. They sell cotton linen blend at a craft store. I also got to feel the Rowan Pure Cashmere, which they had on sale for $70 a ball for 50 grams. I have to say, when I walked over to that cashmere and I started feeling it, I did not know it cost that much. I just was automatically attracted to it because, you know, it was so beautiful and fluffy looking. When I saw the price, I almost dropped it, but it felt like a cloud. It was like a number 4 or 5 weight. It felt like a cloud, totally worth it. They had, you know, 100% wool. They had hand-dyed skeins from all over the world. They had packets with a pattern and yarn already put together if you would have trouble like picking out your first project and you wanted a little bit more help with that. They had those kits that you could buy. I mean, just a great selection of high-end yarns, silk, wool, llama, etc. I was very impressed with the selection for such a small shop. Another thing that I really liked about them, and let me see if I can pull it up, under the classes tab. So they had a board up in the shop about their classes, and they have both knit and crochet classes, which I really appreciate. Again, some yarn stores, the local small yarn stores, they don't want anything to do with crochet. But you could go to different workshops or projects, all different basics to teach you how to knit, doing group projects together. And they have these, I think, both online and in person. Yes, there's a virtual workshop and there's also in person. And they have a big project table there where you can sit and learn to knit or just sit with your own project and knit and talk. So a really warm, cozy, nice place to hang out and be a yarny person. Let me show you what I purchased at this store. So the first thing I found was a single skein of Barocco Ultra Alpaca. Look at that color. Wow. What is the color? Made in Peru. Color is, oh, it doesn't say, 6234. But it is a straight up beautiful red. Look how it looks in the camera, guys. And it is 50%, 50% alpaca, 50% Peruvian wool. Let me show you. It's wonderful. I might make a hat out of it. Don't worry, if I sell it, I'll wash it first. And originally it was $14.50. Oh, it's in the color cardinal. That makes sense. $14.50 for 100 grams, and it was in their 20% off bin. And I thought, well, that's a good deal. I don't want to pass that up. And I can absolutely make, it's a 4-weight, I can make a hat or something else with it, and somebody will really enjoy it. And also it's in skein form, which means I'll get to put it on my Yarn Swift, which is also another one of my guilty pleasures. So I thought that for about $12, that was a good deal. Okay, where was I? I had to stop. My mom called, so it was very important. Now, the reason I did end up buying something, and I wasn't going to buy a bunch of stuff. This is the other thing that I bought, and am I disappointed in myself for not being able to hold back? No. Okay, so what did I get? So the first thing, as I mentioned, was the Ultra Alpaca that was on the sale. And then I bought 2 skeins of Baby Alpaca Grand, luxury Plymouth brand. I couldn't help myself, guys. I was looking around the store. I was walking around feeling everything. I mean, how could you not? When you're feeling like silk and linen and cashmere and angora, and I mean, they had every luxury fiber I want to feel. Again, it was like a museum. It feels wonderful. Warm but cool, soft to the skin. It is made in Peru. It is 100 grams, 110 yards, which is why I bought 2, because I figured if I was going to make a project, I probably need 200 yards or something. It's so nice. Price was $18.25 per skein. I went online and I looked up this yarn, and usually online you can buy it for around $20 a skein at different yarn websites. So their prices are on par with other websites that sell high-end yarn. And I went and checked through a few different yarns that they sell, and I'd say almost always they're on par with other expensive yarn websites. So it's not like you're not gonna get a good deal or they're overcharging. They charge what everyone else charges. It feels so amazing. And look at the little llama on the front. It got me, guys. I felt it. I bet it was on the bottom shelf. I started to touch it and I bought it. That's what happened. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. Oh, it's in the color mushroom. I love it. It's beautiful and in a color called mushroom. That's my color. That's my jam. I mean, how could I say no? They had 2 skeins of a gray as well. Beautiful. So for all 3 of these, I think with tax it was about $54. I had a bit of sticker shock, but I felt the yarn and I knew that it was a good thing to buy. I couldn't help it. And I was just having such a good time and I wanted to support their shop. So I definitely suggest that if this is your jam, if you're into the high-end, expensive yarns, go to this shop. Check it out. They also had things that were more affordable, that were more like $10, $12 per skein. I mean, for an Alpaca 50-50 blend like this, $14.50 is right on par with what other people charge. So if you're looking for that kind of experience, if you want to go and shop hand-dyed yarn that's $40 a skein, then this is something you'd really enjoy going to their shop. It's clean, it's cute, they have helpful service, they have a good selection, they have every fiber that you might be looking for, cotton, natural fibers that you might be looking for. They've got a few acrylic blends that you might be interested in. They had lots of mohair, really expensive mohair, like whoa, especially the Rowan. They had a lot of the Rowan mohair, silk haze. Let me grab some so you can see what it looks like. This is from my personal collection, this was thrifted as well. It is Rowan Kid Silk Haze Stripe. I don't think Rowan sells it anymore, but they have the solid Kid Silk Haze there as well in all of the colors. So if you wanted to add it to oh, it's so soft. If you wanted to add it to a project, it's 70% mohair and 30% silk. So just a beautiful shop. So that is my review. 10 out of 10 stars. Is it for everyone? No, it's not Michael's, okay? It's not that. It's not Joann's. You're not gonna get buy one, get one half off. It's not gonna be Super Saver at $2.99 at Ollie's, okay? It's a different experience. But if you love fiber and you love being around other people who love fiber and you wanna just spend time making heirloom quality pieces, this is the kind of place that you want to visit. So yes, go visit uncommonthreadsyarn.com if you can't go in person. If you can go in person, if you're in the Bay Area on the peninsula and you're driving by, stop there, buy some yarn, go look at the plant store next door, get a cup of coffee, and enjoy yourself because you will. I appreciate you spending this time with me. Looking at these luxury yarns. I had a good time and I hope you have a wonderful day. I will see you next time. Bye guys.